Ah, there it goes. Hey there, folks. As far as you're concerned, my name is Freak with the Pen, and this is the Whatever Wednesday stream for tonight, at least here on Twitch. Sorry for that. And we are playing Tangle Tower, the third game, the Detective Grimoire series. The first game was, hang on. I have it on Steam. What was the name? Was it really just Detective Grimoire? No. No, it had a longer name. It was like the Mystery of Boggy Swamp or something? Anyway. And then there was a Detective Grimoire game that was, well, it was actually, from the best I can find, it was a fucking Newgrounds game. Yeah, this series has had a time. You know what I mean? With new games coming out, fucking hell. Fucking Baldur's Gate had a better... had an easier time getting their games out. Anyway. Let's, get on into it. Start up that game. Oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of one of these. Yes. Yes, I'm sure. Delete the save. There we go. There we go. Yeah, as you can tell, I've played this a couple times. I like play this game every couple of months. I like the game. It's a fun game, and I like playing it. So I do. It's my game. I'll do what I want. Well, it's not my game. I didn't make it, but you know what I mean. I wish I made it. That'd be awesome. Tangle Tower, mid-afternoon. Lake's Edge.
You ready, Sally?
Grimoire, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
Just checking.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Did you read the case file? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on. Did you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
Ah. The hell was that? Oh, was it me fucking around with the, thing? Yeah, I'm checking the, audio on my headphones. Anyway, sounds good. I'll go ahead and, turn these off. And I just realized I never turned down the volume on my actual phone. There we go. Murder victim, Freya Fellow, died whilst painting a portrait of Flora Fellow. Location, Flora's Tower. Flora was present as she was posing for the portrait. Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of... Let me just move this. Oh god, Patamon, I have not moved you in a long fucking while. You were stuck to my desk. Do me a favor. Just sit there while I... There we go. Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of Freya's unfinished painting is holding a knife. The red color on the tip of the knife is not paint. It was discovered to be blood. Tangle Tower. A small painting on a scrap of paper. A few notes have been written on the back. Nowadays it goes by Tangle Tower. But it was actually a pair of towers connected by a mansion at the base. It is surrounded by a circular lake. The water is an unusual mix of colors. The lake is enclosed by sheer pale cliffs. They are too steep and smooth to climb. Tangle Tower is currently home to both the Fellow family and the Pointer family. Oh, this is the thing again. Okay, fucking, there we go. Look at these little
It's
dudes.
a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Doot, 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 doot.
Please don't do that.
Oh, but look at them, they're so cute. Little fucking peep birds.
That's a big lake.
It's kind of purple. Looks poisonous.
I think it's just water.
Yeah, water with poison in it.
Poison water. I could have sworn that there was
That's a big
something.
Yeah, water with poison in it.
Anyway.
It's a garden. I think. It's currently far away.
We could walk closer to it.
Ready when you are.
I love the fact that the game was basically like, hey, stupid, use the thing. Gardens. Oh, maybe
It's
I
full of
should
the
have.
same weird water that was in the lake.
Any fish in there?
Not a single one. Although there is something in there.
It's a cassette tape. Or it used to be.
Yeah, there we go. The cassette tape has been damaged by water. The ink on the label is blurred and illegible. Maybe I should switch this to one of the other controls.
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, obviously not that control, not that Joy-Con. Alright, here we go. And now neither of them are doing the fucking... Oh, for the love of... Fine. Back in the controller grip thing you go.
You're supposed to say, too quiet?
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
Yeah. Fishman.
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster
Playing a harp.
playing a harp. Hang on a second.
Ah, it's a thing.
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
Something tells me we're not gonna solve this just yet. Looks like he's playing.
some
Did you
kind
not know? A little handheld one. Only 8 strings.
Liar.
It's the truth, I swear.
How dare you, game?
Let's come back later. It must do something.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Harp statue. An old withered statue of an amphibious creature holding a large harp. Symbols are engraved on each of the harp's four column segments.
It's a bandstand.
Bit small for a bandstand.
It's a one-man bandstand.
What animal is that?
Hawk. Bear. Lizard.
Right. of
It's
course.
It's an owl bear.
A hawk
obviously.
bear lizard. It's a stone
Look,
carving.
some cryptids are
got
just
cracked.
let's take two animals and mash them motherfuckers together.
think it's supposed to look like that.
Yeah.
It's an egg.
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just
Not
the too
appropriately.
quiet thing again. Okay. Main entrance.
Oh.
What?
Oh. There's an O on the floor.
Oh yeah. Tangle tour.
Twir.
Twir. Sally.
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
Probably, but I'm a detective, so who gives a shit?
Oh, definitely.
The envelope has been ripped open. There's a single piece of paper inside. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have it memorized, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there. Well, that's super fucking suspicious.
Let's head to the crime scene first. It's at the top of the West Tower, I think.
Well, fuck you. I want to explore. The Grand Hall.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Okay, so we got Floored Fellow and... Oh, Lord Fellow. Lord and Lady Fellow. They had Selena Stonetop, Flint Fellow, and Phoenix Fellow. Flint Fellow married Emily Everstone, and they had Fitz Fellow. Selena, I guess, had a daughter, Felicia Fellow. Wait, what? Huh? The fuck was that? Okay, hopefully that wasn't anything important. Big fucking thump in the house. Felicia Fellow, married Damien Dusk and had Freya Fellow. And then Felix married Flora Remington and had Fiona Fellow. Overlord Remington and Lady Remington had Flora, Richard, and Primrose Remington. And then the Pointers, Lord Pointer and Lady Pointer, had Percival and Pandora Pointer. Primrose married Percival and had Poppy Pointer. And Pandora Pointer married Buck Brackley and had Penelope Pointer.
Primrose Remington.
I always liked the name Primrose.
Do you think she still lives here?
Anyway. Well, let's check where the body went.
The outline of Freya Fellow. Looks like she fell onto her back. There's a single patch of blood, right in the middle. No real signs of a struggle.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
So?
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Let's check the case file again.
As no weapon found, Freya Fellow's This gives us no new information.
Let's take a
Puzzle!
look at that painting first.
Fine.
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it?
Looks that way.
Painted portrait. Freya was unable to finish the painting as she died sometime before the process. Sometime during the process. The fuck was that? Okay. Flora appears to be wielding a knife. The red substance on the tip was discovered to be blood.
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene, and something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
Had myself a little sippy of water. This is a mechanic that's actually been in most of the Detective Grimoire games. I really like it. Basically, you basically formulate a sentence. It's almost kind of how to put it. It's almost kind of educational game, sorta. Like maybe teaching kids sentence structure or the like. Although I doubt most people would let their kids play a game where you're trying to solve a murder, but you know, whatever. That's because they pansies. There's something very strange about how Freya was killed. Freya fellow is completely covered in, was used to knock out, is holding a knife tipped with blood, was hidden inside, was used to kill, is completely covered. I think the answer's this. Because Freya was going to eat it, because Freya put it there, but it was removed from the crime scene, but Freya stole it because it stabbed Freya.
Flora's portrait was used to kill Freya Fellow because it stabbed Freya. Nope.
I mean, of course that's not the answer. No, that's silly. That's Oh wait, this might actually be it.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
What?
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around?
Yeah, and our culprit was caught by the actual Boggy the
split.
Swamp
The case is
Monster
not closed.
last
And even if
in
you
the
were
last game.
right, where
What do you
does
want
that
from me?
leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
Fine. God forbid I get to knock out early. Tangle is how an unfinished painting. I really hope we get another one of these. And in the grand tradition of these games, the sidekick will obviously be someone from this game.
Is that an egg? An egg with bird feet.
It's also covered in gemstones. What a completely ordinary object.
Yes,
I think it's a container for something.
Those gems look like they come off.
Alright. Okay. And that is a green one. Okay, yellow and a purple triangle. Actually, where does the... Okay, the yellow part... The yellow one goes on the long bit. Yellow goes on the long bit. Thank you, game. Okay, where's the big bend? Okay. Okay, purple triangle to blue circle. Okay, we did this one, and this one. Let's try that one next. Red square, blue circle. Okay. Ba. Both of these go on to here. No.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Not bad. Did it unlock? What's in there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. An empty egg is a clue, right?
Of course. Empty egg. Once unlocked, the egg can be opened. It's currently empty. The lining of the egg is soft velvet-like material. The egg is supported by a stand made of brass. It rests on 3 strange feet with pointed claws.
Is that a gramophone?
I think so. Except it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
It's also got a big crack down the middle.
Is it weird that I totally want a gramophone that uses fucking cassette tapes? There's something about just fucking retrofitting a machine used to play things from a disused format into another machine that plays a disused format.
What about the cassette tape?
Yeah, it sure is. Pink.
The cassette tape has a crack down the middle. There's a handwritten message on the label. To Freya.
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? Yeah, we could give it a go.
Okay, let's try the one that was in there already. There it goes.
It's piano music.
The cassette tape has a crack down the middle. There's handwritten... It's a recording of piano music. It plays for a short while before stopping. Okay, let's try this thing.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Well, that's not spooky at all. It's a recording of someone walking outdoors. A distorting, humming melody can be heard. Well, that's creepy. Any hoozle.
Freya's painting supplies.
Small glass pots of red, yellow, blue, black, and white. The glass pots are cracked down the one side.
Freya's painting supplies.
Oh, well, that's okay. Madame, how are you this fine evening?
Flora, fellow?
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now.
Okay. Yourself.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora? I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
Should I even?
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
Was this something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried.
Statement. Alright.
Flora, you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something? Can you tell me anything about what happened to Freya? She's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible? Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What?
Did you kill her?
She's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
Love that. Did you kill her?
Anything we should know? Any hobbies? Besides staring out the window?
Right. Anyway. Well. Guess we gotta go to the other rooms. Workshop.
Puffer fish?
Yes. It's also a lamp, for some reason.
It's also a lamp for some reason.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
That's a little mean.
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Okay, so what we gotta do is we gotta be on a specific island. that we would be able to see this from. So got to be one of the islands. Got to see a sea serpent here, a rock here, and a tree here. Okay, so 4I north, or I4 north.
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues? And what about that painting on the chest itself?
What? Oh no, it might be H6 west then. Let's try that. H6 west.
I did it.
Hey!
What do I win?
Not bad. What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
A model resembling a child with green hair, a model resembling a woman with gray hair, a model resembling a red and white bird, a model resembling a broad-shouldered man. The wooden models have been hand-painted. The paint is not skillfully applied. A pot of red paint and a brush is lying nearby. The brush has some dried red paint on it. Certainly does.
It's a magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure.
The entire room is made of wood.
No, it's not just the actual Sir?
Sorry about that. A little cough.
Can you
Can I have myself a
hear
little
me?
sip of water?
I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer / treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly
Sure.
seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Why
Yesterday?
on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder
Because
of Freya
that's
Fellow.
when the murder
The
happened.
reason we're here.
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you
Something
got?
out of the ordinary.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I
Just
heard
Sally
someone
having
heading
none of
down
Felix's
the
shit.
stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
So we found these.
Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
Interesting.
Looks
Freya's
like
paint.
Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course, I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first. And all that. It would have been a beautiful painting. Rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
Alright. We'll come back to you.
painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with the black ink around the edges.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
Sally, you're being needlessly obtuse.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Yeah, it's also very loud and very red.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Ah, here's a
It's a
puzzle.
little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe. They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Alright. Corner. Oh, but that's kind of a corner too. Yeah. That one doesn't want to fit there. No. No. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're stalling on the side of the road and worrying about being eaten by, Okay, so it looks like color goes here. Any way to move these or no? Alright, shit. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoa. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay. Alright, so... Okay, so shortest orange goes all the way here, and tallest... something goes here. Although that... Okay, so that one's got the brush cut like this. So that... Okay, and since that one's the shortest orange one, that has to go there. That looks to be in the right place. And... No? Wait. No. This... Okay. Alright, okay, I think I got this.
I did it.
Yeah!
What do I win?
Not bad. What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
Aw. Photograph of two young girls, one with red hair, the other with green hair. The photo has a large piece missing. It seems to have been ripped off.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight. Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
It's Freya's bed.
It's a perfectly healthy amount.
Drawings.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
Aw. A drawing of a man standing with a woman in a garden. He's holding a red rose. A drawing of a young woman. A drawing of a person wearing a cloak.
That's weird.
Anything
What
in
did
meow?
you find in the drawers?
Nothing. They're completely empty. Even though someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
The library. Hello, young miss.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of
Uh-huh.
which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis?
Young ma'am, I'll have you know that
Yeah, come on, Grimoire,
until I say
hurry up.
otherwise, everyone's
My
a suspect.
apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator. You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you
Well.
said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
Is it weird? I love it when Fifi is actually kind of human.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
Ah. Okay then. Oh, where are you going, cursor? What? Oh, now you're doing it. Now you're doing the... All right, fine. We'll do this. We'll do this your way, controller. Fine then. Oh, you bitch. Oh, you absolute bitch. Seriously? Fine, back in the grip you go. Ugh.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Right.
This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Later. Is there a puzzle here?
What's in
I'm
those...
not sure. Soil samples?
Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
Oh.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving?
Bird book. The inkdip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, and even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the inkdip lives most of its life alone. It was It has a particular feeding habit and usually only eats the seeds of Tantum amica pictured.
Books about geography.
Skip. Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Is there no puzzle in this room?
Chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
I'm not sure I learned anything from that.
Anyway. Fifi's room.
A new suspect? Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge.
You two having too much fun.
It's a magnifying glass. A
How
big-
come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
How dare you?
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Is that me?
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. It does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
And that's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that, do I?
Alright.
Who's that?
Not sure.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself. It looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it? I'm not sure this is a microscope.
I really like this puzzle. You gotta move the lenses in just the right way to make the key shape. Remember when I said this was my favorite? This is one of my favorite puzzles. I'm instantly regretting that now. Okay, I think that works.
That's the one.
There we go.
Hey, not bad. Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
Secret diary. A well-used book resembling a diary. It's locked with a strange metal device.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What's that big book?
Looks like something. It's just a bunch of notes about her
Scientific formulas. Probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea what any of it means.
Get on outside. Hey, how's it going?
Whoa, nice cave.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya Fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would, I have work to do. It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so?
I don't know why I like that.
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite.
Alright, what's your statement?
Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the Fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled. That much was clear, but sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
Okay then. Ooh, box.
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
I look at box.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Rotate the dials until they're in the correct position. Okay. Oh, it's one of these. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. Okay. Firstly, let's move the 3 into position here. Okay, if this is 6 and this is 9, I might have accidentally did it.
No, that was it.
Hey!
Nice work.
I genuinely expected that to take way fucking longer.
What's in the box?
A little tool?
Fucking
thing?
slide puzzles,
Looks
man.
like a telescope.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, it's not a slide puzzle, but you know, the interlocking gear thing puzzles are kind of a pain in the ass too.
But I'm not actually sure what it is.
This is a telescope. What? Why? Oh, wait. Controls. Let me try this. Oh, is it because my switch is sideways? Is that why? No, I don't know. I don't know.
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
Alright. Greenhouse.
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
In fairness, I would assume that too. Look at his big old rounded pincers.
Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Tools. Used by a gardener for gardening.
It's glass, but I can't see through it.
Total oxymoron.
I am not.
A little chart of... actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Greek letters, I think. What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Anyway, let's talk to this fucking creeper in the background here.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him.
When I originally played this, it genuinely took me a while to realize that he was just in the background being a creep.
He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry. Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
Genetics?
I don't know.
I mean, let's be honest, he probably gets that from Flora.
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like, condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
No. Don't get so down on yourself, buddy.
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
Alright, let's hear your statement, big guy.
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent. I was up in the rooftop garden.
No,
and then
I was Fitz. I wasn't trying to. Okay.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Sure. Go there. Fitz's room. Spartan. I like it.
An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know. Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked.
I mean, also, where the fuck would he hide it?
It's a combination lock. Sort of.
So this is an interesting one as well. You basically have to move around these 3 shards of glass to kind of get the right shapes to input into the lock. Come on, there we go. No? No. No, this one. Ah, right, okay, so they can... Okay... No... Something like that here. Oh, wait, there it is, okay. And then... No? Ah, there it is, okay. Okay, and the final one is... oh no, wait, we did that one already. Okay, this one. Okay, yeah, the Hershey Kiss one.
Nothing.
Maybe if you move the paper around, you'll find a clue.
Oh, it's supposed to be paper and not glass? Or... Oh, no, wait, I already did this one. Shit.
There we go.
I'm an idiot.
Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh, that's kind of ominous.
PP and FF. A metal gardening trowel with a decorative pattern. It has a decorative pattern engraved into it and letters either side of a heart. PP, heart, FF.
It's a little handmade card. Inside it says,
To Fitz, from PP.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Alright, so boop, 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 boop.
Let's come back once we know what.
Yeah, I know where we find that. But for now, moving on to the next member of the family. Ah, the goth chick.
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
A shiny statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. Inside the horn and on the ground below are various shards of cracked glass.
Oh, whatever it is, it's...
Well, it is.
What's with all the broken glass? There's a faded mural.
When I was a kid, I never knew the difference between a mural and a mosaic.
You still don't know, do you?
No.
I love this game. I'm not gonna lie, I love the attention to detail of stopping the
She is a ghost.
piano
It may
music.
come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
Fair point. Also, you sound like Raven. Are you voiced by the same person who voiced Raven?
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
Like, she
My
super
father
sounds
is
like
a
her, right?
principal pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer. Three and a half hours
Done
of
by
piano
yourself?
practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
So, I looked it up. I don't think... Ah, son of a bitch. I don't think she plays Raven in Teen Titans. However, while I was going through her IMDb, I did find that she was in the Deathstroke Knights and Dragons, the movie. And I was like, ooh, maybe she plays Raven in it. No, she plays the Hive Queen. There was one that maybe more people will know. She voices... Where is it? She voices... Glitz in Hell of a Boss. So that's fun. I don't know enough about Hell of a Boss to say who that character is or whatever, but you know, it's neat. There was another one that I thought was cool. She plays Emily Mochizu. Emily... Where's her full fucking name? Fuck it. She plays Emily in Lost Judgment. So that's neat. Nice connection to the Yakuza franchise, or rather, Like a Dragon franchise. At least I think it's neat. Anyway, statement.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Oh.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Fitz and I were up.
No,
in the
god
garden
dang it.
most of the
I think I can actually get her
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
locked thing
No,
now.
that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody?
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Okay, maybe I was wrong.
This is mine.
Really?
No, well, yes, it was. I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
What was on it?
Nothing. It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy.
Interesting.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
Oh, it's that I gotta go. That I gotta go to Poppy's room first.
Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
Sheet music has been framed and is decorated with delicate old-fashioned illustrations.
There's a name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that stand upright.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
Or is it?
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. What happened?
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Oh my. The photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. The rest of the photo shows Fifi and Freya. It was hidden in Freya's room.
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Let's go! Zoom, zoom, zoom! I don't know what the fuck I'm talking. Oi.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Oh, really?
Not my color.
You used to like these colors.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
Sheboygan!
Let's take a closer look at this.
The pink cassette tape is much larger than found in the crime scene. Was replaced by found in the garden matches. Is an older version of. It's much larger than. Ooh. No, I imagine it's gotta be the thing itself, right? Oh no, wait, this was the one at the crime scene. Okay, alright. The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player that was found in Freya's room, found at the crime scene, used by Fifi in this old photo. Oh, that was found in Poppy's room. Used by Poppy in this old photo. Here we go.
Pink cassette tape
found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is
We
not
got you, little girl.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
Haha! Sheboygan.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up? And then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Photo proves Poppy's the no. Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Well, that was completely pointless. Other than embarrassing this poor goth girl, that really didn't accomplish shit, did it? God, I love Poppy's outfit.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
The classic free will and rich girl, huh?
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our two families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether. I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That, and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the
Well,
whole
I
day?
mean,
No.
with the mulching, that might actually help.
Back inside, rather suddenly as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
Oh.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too. Standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I don't think there's a puzzle in this
We can
room.
get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
Although, first...
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle. Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
And especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
3 brightly colored birds in a heavy ornate cage. Okay, I am actually gonna talk to Penny again, just because when you ask her about that, it's funny.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all 3 of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? It's just my hat. It doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
I'll have you know I've named all my hats. Although that may in fact be a sign of my ever so slight loss of grip on my sanity. Anyway.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
Look close here.
Nope. They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Okay, so... Okay, so... what we gotta do here? Hmm.
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
So it's supposed to be that, like, you know, the yellow and the blue one make the green one. You know, obviously, right? Right. Oh, no, wait. Right. Okay. I think I got it.
That's the one.
There we go.
Hey, not bad. Did the door open? What's in there?
Now I'll get her. A ripped piece of paper crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled across the paper. Now I'll get her.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed. A
Oh,
little
honey.
bedtime reading?
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Nice.
That's sunflower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual bright color.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
Go back in here real quick, because there's actually another
glass
puzzle.
Leads out into a garden.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
This one's actually a bit more of a bitch to remember. Okay.
Nothing.
All
Still,
4
those
times.
other symbols look like suns. Surely.
I think it is. I guess we'll come back later.
Now, we're gonna go back to Fritz's room, or Fitz's room.
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Okay, I believe the combination for this is boop, 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 and doop.
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. And the door's still locked.
I still
what?
feel like we made some sort of progress. We already
Yeah, but the door didn't unlock.
Did I not put the moons in that position? Or did I fuck up and put it... Oh, did I mirror it?
a big glass leads out.
There's a little mechanism by the...
Nothing.
All 4
Those other
I
symbols.
think it is.
Okay, so I must put it the wrong way around.
Something happened.
That must be it.
Yeah!
Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
Rooftop garden.
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing Headphones?
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Slightly weathered statue of a strange creature holding a lute. A pair of earmuffs have been placed on the head of the statue.
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers. It's so relaxed. I might just stay here.
Oh, shall I go finish the investigation on my own?
That'd be great.
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason. See those metal bars around the edges too?
Oh yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
Yeah, that's a problem I got in my house as well.
It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
Thank you, Sally. Anyway, let's head up to the last room. Astronomy tower.
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
I love that. Oh, the moon is also a thing of... Okay. Forgot about that. There we go.
No, that was it.
Nice work. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath? What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Golden Beetle. Number 4, the Golden Beetle, named for the exoskeleton comprised of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss recorded over 95 decibels, and by being completely uningestible. This mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that see it.
Miss Tidier than mine. The notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank.
Miss Tidier than
So, even the most well-used notebook.
a spyglass.
They're in very good condition. Pretty.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Me?
Yourself?
Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Shut up, phone.
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return. Nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Right.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
And that
I was
would
at my
be...
telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Right.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all. That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon, and we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do, so I ran
Oh,
downstairs
hey!
to get Fifi.
Sorry, that anime...
Just outside my room.
That anime lover.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it.
Welcome
until
to
someone began
the stream.
shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the
How's it going, folks?
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
I love the little cartoony pictures he's drawn of everybody. Well, that's about 2 hours. I actually think that's going to be it for today's stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this on Twitch, please consider following and, when available, subscribing. We're not that far off from y'all being able to subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and ding the bell. All of that really helps out the channel and lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting out. If you are watching this on YouTube, there should be an end card right about now with a link to a video YouTube thinks you'll like, a link to my YouTube channel where you can peruse the content that I put out at your leisure, and a link to whatever playlist that I put this in. I think I'm definitely gonna come back to play Tangle Tower, so you know, probably gonna put this in its own playlist. Might even go ahead and play the other games in the Detective Grimoire series. I mean, I like them. Anyway. Also consider checking out the TikTok, where I occasionally upload clips from the stream, as well as little D&D sketches I do. Or, you know, the random rant I occasionally do. And then also, the TikTok gets exclusive streams of its own. In fact, later tonight, I'll be playing Pikmin 4. So that'll be fun. Yeah. That's about it. If there's not a link directly to any of the things that I've mentioned wherever you're watching this, there should be a link on my page to my linktree that does have links to all the things that I've mentioned. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.